All right, so crank it up, turn it down. In this segment, I read some controversial drum habits, and we get Sean's opinion on it because I love doing this day to day with him, and he's got very sound opinions. This is the part of the show where I don't brief him on the subject matter, so we are going to get unfiltered Sean. Again, I'd like to remind everyone this is not to create enemies. This is to just share an opinion here and discuss a little bit. So, starting out, first one up on the list here, Sean.
Yes.
Crank it up, turn it down, cleaning your cymbals.
Turn it down.
Wow. That was
very quick.
That was the fastest
Very,
answer
very
we've got.
quick. Yeah.
And
turn it down.
Dive into that.
Okay, I'll dive into it. I cleaned my cymbals, my cymbals personally, one time in my life, and it was one of the worst things I ever did. It was one of the worst experiences. It was messy. It was gnarly, and I asked my drum teacher about it afterwards. I said, "Hey, I was cleaning my cymbals, and is this or that?" And my drum teacher, his name was Brock Warner. And he said, "Don't clean your cymbals." He said, "The dirtier, the grimier, the better. The better they sound, the better age they are, the better they sound." And I don't think I understood right away what that meant. But as time goes on, my cymbals have sounded better. And the cymbals that I have now, I've had for probably over 20 years, most of them now.
Yeah.
And I was playing this morning, and I was just thinking how great my cymbals sound because I've never cleaned them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a cast iron, frying pan. You don't want to really clean that thing. You want to wipe it down a little bit, but you don't want to clean it.
Mm-hmm. You
clean
season
it.
it. You
want
keep
it
it going.
seasoned. Yeah, I love that.
A seasoned cymbal.
Seasoned cymbal.
That's your ideal cymbal. Yeah.
I'm going to take that.
Cymbal
I'm taking
seasoning.
that. Cymbal seasoning, but I think drums and cymbals need to look like they've been played as well. There's a stigma to that, and I think it's a personal thing that people have. They want their drum heads to. I've been asked that too. How do I clean my drum heads? Man, don't do that. That's the most foolish thing you could possibly do. Cleaning your drum heads. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
There's nothing more beautiful than looking at a set that has stick marks all over it and it's been played. Cymbals have been played. You look like you spent some time back there woodshedding and practicing. And I think that, the older the cymbal, the better it tends to sound. And when you clean your cymbal, you remove a lot of that good filth.
Filth.
You remove a lot of that good gnarly filth that
Yep.
makes the cymbal sound the way that it does with all its beautiful overtones and characteristics that it has. So don't clean your cymbals. With that being said, if you need to clean your cymbals, I would recommend Buckaroo. And I'll say this because, there is a time sometimes, here at the shop, if we sell a cymbal, you want to clean it up a little bit, especially if you're shipping it to a customer or what have you. So a little Buckaroo will take some fingerprints off and do that if you need to polish it up maybe for resale or something like that. I would even not do that. But if you have to do it, get Buckaroo. There's my shameless plug.
There's your 2 cents.
Yeah.
I think a lot of this controversy just comes from people's opinion of just the aesthetics of their drum set. And I understand if you've got brilliant cymbals, French fry fingers, we always call that around the shop. When someone picks up a cymbal like this,
sure,
you've got that.
Oh.
You could probably use that fingerprint. That reminds me of like spy movies where they take the fingerprint and they take the tape and take it off. Sometimes with a brand new brilliant cymbal, French fry fingers comes in and instead of crashing the cymbal and just letting it ring out, and there it is, their thumbprint. You know what I mean?
I know.
And I think that back to the aesthetics thing, I think it's one of those things where I understand if you want it to look a certain way, that's fine. Do what you want to do.
Sure.
I do also believe that no one really cares about your drums.
No.
I think that if it's a personal thing,
us
do it.
drummers care.
Of course.
We care,
you care.
and we
Listen,
notice.
Of course. But I'm saying you should. We've both done this where we've gone to a band practice with a different drum set and no one said a word.
I once played a different color drum for a gig. Different bass drum, different rack tom, different floor tom.
Jelly bean kit?
Jelly bean kit. And no one said a damn thing. No one in my band, no one watching said anything or asked any questions about it. And I knew that would happen. But I wanted to test that theory. And my hypothesis
All
was
right.
correct.
So we're turning it down. Turn it down. Clean your
Turn it down.
cymbals. Cleaning your cymbals, turning it down. Next up, Sean, real quick, got a second one here for you. Crank it up, turn it down. Drum gloves. Drumming with gloves.
Turn it down.
Double.
Yep.
Double negative.
Double negative here. And this is a first because our first two podcasts, I was 1 for 1.
Yep, one up, one down.
Now I am cranking it down for both of them. Drummer's gloves, I think they're cumbersome. I think that you really want to feel that stick in your hand and to really develop your technique. Some drummers have issues with blisters. We all get them here and there, but I think that if you spend some time, really focus on your technique, you will not need gloves. Also, another reason for having gloves would be, you might drop your sticks, I guess. Would be I dropped my stick, so I need
the grip factor.
I think I have worse grip when I put gloves on and I've tried it. I'm like, okay, well, I had some. Let me try gloves, and I don't like the feel.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta say that you look like a goofball too. So
Yeah.
you look like a goof. Don't wear gloves. What's wrong with you, man? What's wrong with you? Crank it down. Turn it down.
Crank. He's not only turning it down, he's cranking
Crank
it
that
down.
down.
He really does not approve of this one.
However, if you do need gloves, I recommend the Ahead gloves. They tend to fit the best.
It's
They
true.
come small, medium, large, and extra
Don't
large.
get anything but large or extra large.
Yes,
They run real
you're
small.
If you need gloves, get the Ahead gloves. They are the best.
All right.
But crank it down.
Crank it down. We got to turn it. No cranking it up. We're turning it down and then cranking it down on the drum gloves. All right, so let's move forward to our next segment here, drum industry news.